Hello class. This video and PowerPoint is called English 221 Course Theme. What is the truth and how do we find it? Some questions for fall 2021. How do people decide what is true and what is false in different situations? How does the human mind work when trying to ascertain what is true? How have technology and social media changed the ways that people decide what is true? What can go wrong? How do unreliable sources, unethical rhetoric, and logical fallacies sometimes lead us away from the truth? Do we live in the age of post-truth or information disorder? How is your college education impacting the way you think about discovering what is true and what is false? We will grapple with these questions throughout the semester in English 221. What is true? Example 1. Sample question. Let's say you wanted to know. Are U.S. Latinos more likely to get news from a newspaper or from the internet? I found an article from the Pew Research Center that gives an answer. At this point, pause your video and study the chart for a minute. Notice here that we do have a pretty clear answer. U.S. Latinos are more likely to get news about the world from the internet than from newspapers. This relates to Essay 1, which we're going to write really soon. Notice that the information is from a national survey of Latinos conducted in 2016 by the Pew Research Center. So this is one way of finding out what is true. You get data, you get statistics, you see if there's a scientific study. What is true? Example 2. Does this couple have a good relationship? Would they be happy if they got married? This is a very different kind of situation. There's no scientific study or data or statistics that will help out this couple. Here's another very different example of trying to find out what is true. Does God exist? We won't deal with this kind of question in English 221. But if you're interested, take a philosophy course. What is true? Example 4. So in math, you learn certain ways of finding out the truth. I confess to you that I've never taken calculus, so I do not know how to do these problems. Now let's get to English 221 essays. English 221 essay topics this semester. Essay 1. Infotech and Me. Essay 2. BS Goes Viral. Social Media Artifact Analysis. Essay 3. Life in the Year 2100. Essay 1. Infotech and Me. We will write this one very soon. Outside of school, how do you get information and news in your childhood growing up and now? What technology have you used in your life that offers you a window onto the world? Do you get news and information in ways that differ from your parents' or grandparents' generation? For example, my sons watch this guy on Twitch called Hassan Piker. Are they getting the truth? Is Piker a reliable source? I find this example really interesting because I'm an older guy and I don't really know what Twitch is, and I read old-fashioned newspapers. Essay 2. BS Goes Viral, Social Media Artifact Analysis. Choose a social media or internet artifact that is about something socially significant. So this might be an Instagram post or a tweet or a Facebook post or something on the internet. What is the nature of this artifact rhetorically, and is it an example of ethical rhetoric? In Essay 2, we focus on the 21st century media environment, especially social media. If you see something in your Instagram feed, how do you know if it's true? Are people often misinformed by social media? And has this contributed to the problem of post-truth? Psychologically, what is going on in our minds when we look at social media? Essay 3. So now we're in November and December. 2100. Imagine your grandchild is 40 years old in the year 2100. What will the world be like? What sort of life will your grandchild be living? Using your imagination and cited sources, create a convincing picture of your descendant and the world in 2100. In Essay 3, we take on an area of life where it is very hard to discover the truth, the future. Is it possible to give evidence and make an argument about the state of the world in 2100? Or is the truth about the future unknowable, so we're just guessing? Okay, let's try to sum it up. This is our last slide. English 221 central question for fall 2021. Given what we know about human psychology, how people think, and the 21st century information environment, how do people go about finding the truth in different situations? And based on all of that, how should we decide what is true? What lessons can we learn about critical thinking and our desire to discover the truth? Thanks, I'm done.